Do you want your students to be engaged? Do you want them to have choice and be motivated and have a culture of learning in your classroom that's exciting, that's personalized, that's student-centered, and that gives ownership to the students? Well, don't make a smoothie. Blend your learning. So you might wonder why we should look into blended learning as an option for students. First of all, it's student-centered. This type of learning tends to be more fun and provides more success for students. It also focuses on different uses of space and time. Here in Appleton, we're very fortunate to have the infrastructure in place to make this happen. Students don't have to be confined to their school or their classroom to be able to achieve what they need to achieve. Learning can start to be taking place anytime and anywhere. With blended learning, there are different options of how it can be delivered. Shown here is the station rotation model. By watching this video, you are participating in the online instruction part of a station rotation classroom. The other elements of this type of blended learning would be teacher-led instruction, which is face-to-face, as well as group collaboration with peers. As you can see, when you put all of these types of learning together, you get a station rotation version of blended learning. As stated earlier, you are currently getting a taste of the online instruction portion of this model of blended learning. To make this work, teachers and students must both utilize certain skill sets. On the teacher end of things, teachers have to facilitate, coach, and be a mentor to students. They also have to show empathy, understanding students come from different backgrounds and situations, and use their PLC to better improve their blended learning model. They also have to have a growth mindset and be willing to fail. This isn't going to work out as planned all the time, and teachers need to be okay with that, as well as be flexible to be able to change what is done the next time, and be reflective on what works well and what doesn't. For students, they will also have to utilize certain skill sets to be successful in a blended learning model. Students need to be advocates for their learning. By providing options, this expands what students can do to learn and better aids them to have more control in their learning. If students know they are going to work better with online instruction than teacher-led instruction on a given day or subject area, they can be led in that direction. Or maybe they are going to get more out of a collaborative activity or a teacher-led activity. Sometimes it would mean having students have a combination of all these options to help them learn what they need to learn. Some other skill sets students will need to possess are their knowledge of different pathways they should take to achieve their learning. Also, students should be helped to understand the potential outcomes of the choices they make. Students should also be willing to be coachable, open to teacher suggestions, as well as being resilient when topics are difficult and possessing that self-awareness to ask for help if unsure. When at the Ready to Blend conference, our group brainstormed ways the blended learning model could be used at the various levels. We came up with a preliminary set of ideas which are by no means set in stone, but something that the district may be able to work with. Before I touch base on which models would work best with which levels, let's look at the options available. The rotation model is the model that you heard about earlier in this presentation. Students rotate between traditional instruction, collaborative activities, or online instruction. In the flex or flipped model, students will learn content primarily through online methods at their own pace, but will have the opportunity for support, group projects, and direct instruction back at their brick and mortar school by an on-site teacher. In an a la carte model, students continue to learn in a traditional school setting, but can choose to take a course with their schedule that is in a normal online format. For example, they could pick 1 hour where they may take a health class or a math class. In an enriched virtual model, students take all their courses online, but do have opportunities to meet face-to-face at various times during the courses. This model is typically what most people think when they hear online instruction. The roles of the teacher and student vary in each blended learning model. In a rotation model, teachers design the rotation schedule and deliver instruction in small or large groups. They oversee the classroom environment. Teachers may create online flipped lessons. The students take part in each rotation set up by the teacher. This can be done within the classroom, the school, or a flipped lesson at home. In the Flex model, the teacher is on site and provides support for students who complete online learning. The teacher may also guide group activities and student interventions. In this model, students complete online learning at their own pace. They are in control of their schedule and ask the teacher on site when they need assistance. In the self-blend model, also known as the a la carte model, teachers support learning virtually instead of being available in person. However, some teachers do provide online office hours to video conference with students. The students take the virtual class at home or within their traditional schedule at their brick-and-mortar school. In the enriched virtual model, teachers manage online courses, provide occasional face-to-face guidance, as well as offer enrichment opportunities for students. The students take all of their classes online, but occasionally attend face-to-face orientation or support. The pie charts shown here give a nice visual of how each model is set up. As you can see, the rotation model provides an equal opportunity for collaborative activities, direct instruction, and online instruction. The Flex model provides instruction mainly through online courses, but allows for some face-to-face collaboration. The self-blend model is heavy on traditional face-to-face collaboration, but also has an element of online courses. And the enriched virtual model is mostly set up for a full virtual experience. The Ready to Blend team came up with this illustration comparing classrooms before and after blended learning. The 3 class hours depicted in the before picture show a traditional educator-led classroom where students sit in nice straight rows and are expected to follow along with everything the teacher writes or says at the front of the room. The after picture represents the possibilities of a blended learning environment. This first hour class shows a class that would be engaged in station rotation. Notice the corner with the teacher leading instruction, the wall of computers at the bottom, and then the other corner with tables for student collaboration. The second hour picture represents a Flex model, where students would watch and listen online or read and write at home, and then they would come back to their brick and mortar building where they would practice and collaborate with teachers and other students. The third hour class represents an a la carte or self-blended model, which would allow multiple students to be in one area but work on various online classes. Wouldn't it be cool to turn some of our current computer labs throughout the district into spaces that could support a self-blended model? Now that you've had the opportunity to learn about the different types of blended learning models, let's revisit the models that may work best for the various levels of school. Again, this is by no means set in stone, but just an idea of where to start. Elementary schools would be best suited for the station rotation model. Face-to-face interaction is so important at this level, and devices are not available to take home. For middle school, the addition of flipped learning opportunities may be appropriate. Students' responsibility for their learning increases, and this can open up classes for more flexibility in what can be done at school for additional collaboration with the teacher. As for high school, more options are added as students can take an online class in place of a face-to-face class. They can also go with an enriched virtual schedule. In summary, the Ready to Blend Conference opened our eyes to the many possibilities we can share with the staff of the Appleton Area School District. Blended learning is an exciting form of learning that can increase engagement for many, if not all, our students during their time here at the Appleton Area School District. We hope you feel the same way as well.